Hello students, I hope you are all fine and in good health. In this audio presentation, I will be revising once again the chapter, the last lesson. It's a very important chapter, and considering your annual examination in mind, I am revising this chapter once again for your convenience. Before I start with this chapter, let us come to the intro part a bit because the background information regarding this particular story is important. Now, it is written by Alphonse Daudet, and the last lesson is set in the days of the Franco Prussian War. France was at war with Prussia, and the date has been given 1870-1871, in which France was defeated by Prussia, led by Bismarck. So, in that particular war, France was defeated by Prussia. Prussia then consisted of what now are the nations of Germany, Poland, and parts of Austria. At that time, it was undivided Prussia. Nowadays, it is divided into three European nations: Germany, Poland, and Austria. So, we are talking about 1870. And in 1870, France was defeated by Prussia. In this story, the French districts of Alsace and Lorraine have passed into Prussian hands. We will get to know about it, that the people, they are already been defeated, and it seems that the province of Alsace and Lorraine, already it went to the Prussian soldiers. Already they have captured it. So I repeat, in this story, the French districts of Alsace and Lorraine have passed into Prussian hands. Now, this is the background information. Now, let us come to the main story. As you know, the main character is a school kid, and his name is Franz, Franz. At the very beginning, we won't find his name, but as we will proceed, we will get to know about his name later in the course of the story. So, dear students, let me start with the very first line. I started for school very late that morning. I is obviously the name of that. Obviously, it is referring to the school kid, and it is written in first person. I started for school very late that morning and was in great dread of a scolding. Now, the important thing is that the boy was very scared. The boy was very scared of scolding, especially because M. Hamill is a very important character. He is a teacher. Because M. Hamill had said that he would question us on participles, and I did not know the first word about them. Now, the main reason why the boy got a bit late because he is not interested in studies. And we get to know the name of the teacher. It is M. Hamill. M. Hamill will question the class based on grammar, that is participles. And this kid, he doesn't know anything on that. He doesn't have any idea on that. For a moment, I thought of running away and spending the day out of doors. For a moment, the boy thought that he would bunk the class, he would run away, he would do something else, he might roam around in the outdoors. It was so warm, so bright. Outside it is very warm, it is lovely, it is bright. The birds were twittering or chirping at the edge of the woods. That means at the edge of the forest. And in the open field back of the sawmill, the Prussian soldiers were drilling. Now, drilling means they were engaged in some military exercises. What we can say, routine military exercises. The Prussian soldiers, they were drilling. The birds were chirping. The boy was, he was scared that he doesn't know a single thing about participles. And M. Hamill is the name of the teacher. He will ask him questions in the class along with the other students in the class. So it is better that he decided that I might bunk the class. I might go out and roam outside. That is far more better than being in the class and getting scolding from the teacher, because he doesn't know a single thing about participles. It was all much more tempting than the rule for participles. It is much more interesting, it is much more tempting. He is getting tempted because he is thinking that if I roam outside, it will be far more fun and pleasurable thing for me than being in the class and getting scolding for not learning about participles. But I had the strength to resist and hurried off to school. But finally, he made up his mind that he won't roam outside, he won't go here and there in the forest region. Neither he would spend his time watching the Prussian soldiers doing drilling exercises and all those. Though initially he thought that he would bunk the class, but later he thought that no, it is better for me to go to school. So finally, he resisted all sort of temptations and finally he hurried off to school. Now, let us move on to the second paragraph. When I passed the town hall, there was a crowd in front of the bulletin board. Now, when I passed the main market region, town hall you can say the main market region, and obviously it is a place where the people, they were busy with their daily activities, and if there is any information is being pasted, it is pasted on the town hall. When I passed the town hall, there was a crowd in front of the bulletin board. There was a bulletin board also near the marketplace, near the town hall. And when the boy passed by the town hall, he found that a large crowd of people is waiting and is reading the bulletin. For the last 2 years, all our bad news had come from there. All the bad news for the last 2 years, all the bad news came from there. That means all the bad news that we were informed, and we got information about all the bad news from that particular bulletin board that was pasted in the town hall. The lost battles, the draft, the orders of the commanding officer, and I thought to myself without stopping, what can be the matter now? Because everything, we got to know about the lost battles, we got to know about the order of the commanding officer, we got to know about the draft, the transfer of power and everything. All the bad news came from that particular bulletin board that is in the town hall. Now also the people are all looking very anxiously, reading the information that is there in the town hall, and everyone is looking damn serious. Now the kid, he can realize that something is wrong somewhere, but since he can't read, so it is not possible for him to make out what exactly is the main problem. What can be the matter now? Because everyone was seriously looking at the bulletin board that is pasted in the town hall. Then as I hurried by, as fast as I could go, the blacksmith Watcher, Watcher is the name of the blacksmith, who was there with his apprentice reading the bulletin, called after me. And here I quote what he told the boy: "Don't go so fast, Bob." Bob might be the nickname of the boy. "You will get to your school in plenty of time. You don't have to go so fast. You can reach your school in plenty of time." I thought he was making fun of me and reached M. Hamel's little garden out of breath. Now the kid or the boy thought that maybe Watcher, the blacksmith, the local blacksmith, was making fun of him since he is already too late for going to school. So without listening to him any further, the boy went hurriedly towards his school. Now let's see what happens. Usually, when school began, there was a great bustle. Hustle and bustle is related with noise, commotion, all this. So normally, when he passes by the school, it seems to be, throbbing with life, or in other words, we can say that a lot of noises he used to hear. But on that special day, it seems that everything was very quiet, very still and very silent. So I repeat, usually when school began, there was a great bustle, which could be heard out in the street. The opening and the closing of desks, lessons repeated in unison, very loud with our hands over our ears to understand better, and the teacher's great ruler rapping on the table. It's the scene that we can find in a Pathshala, or rather to say a scene that is very much common in a local elementary school, where the students, they go on revising a lesson maybe together in a unison means together, and sometimes they used to read the lessons very loudly, putting their hands on their ears, and the teacher, he used to control the entire proceedings, or rather to say he used to regulate the students, and obviously he used to hold a scale in his hand and that he used to tap on the desk at the same time. This is the picture that we can see in any elementary school. The same is here also, but that particular day, that very day, everything seems to be still and silent, or rather to say everything was very quiet. But now it was also still. I already repeated it, dear students, that that particular day, as felt by the kid or the boy, that everything was very still, calm and quiet. And the most interesting thing you will find right now here, though I am saying you beforehand only, he thought that perhaps he came to a Sunday church, not in his school, because the place is looking so quiet. I had counted on the commotion to get to my desk without being seen. But of course, that day everything had to be quiet as Sunday morning. Now, definitely there were a lot of students present, and but it seems to the boy that he entered the church, or he may entered the proceedings on a Sunday morning, because everything was so still and silent. Through the window I saw my classmates, because he was a latecomer. He came late, and before him already his friends entered. They were sitting already in their places. And M. Hamel, the main character, the school teacher, and M. Hamel walking up and down with his terrible iron ruler under his arm. And he saw M. Hamel, the teacher, he saw that M. Hamel walking up and down, and obviously carrying his terrible iron ruler in his arm. I had to open the door and go in before everybody. You can imagine how I blushed and how frightened I was. Now, why he was frightened, why he was a bit shy, or why he blushed a bit? Because he was late. And since he was late, he was feeling very uncomfortable, because he thought that the class had already started and M. Hamel would scold him right now. And since all his friends already they entered, so he was feeling a bit uncomfortable also. But nothing happened. He thought that he would get a lot of scoldings from M. Hamel, but actually when he entered the inside the classroom, and when he was about to move on to his desk, but nothing happened means no scolding, nothing happened. See, but nothing happened. M. Hamel saw me and said very kindly, and here I quote, "Go to your place quickly, little Franz. See, for the very first time, after reading almost 1.5 pages, we are for the very first time been acquainted with the name of the protagonist, or rather to say the name of the kid. His name is Franz. Though, dear students, I already told you earlier." So, M. Hamel very kindly, very politely told him, instead of scolding him, that is very important, that go to your place, Franz. We were beginning without you. We were about to start. So we were about to start without you, but thank God you came. So please go and take your seat. I jumped over the bench and sat down at my desk. Not till then, when I had got a little over my fright, did I see that our teacher had on his beautiful green coat, his frilled shirt, and the little black silk cap all embroidered, that he never wore except on inspection and prize days. Now he found, Franz, because the entire story is told from his perspective. Remember one thing, dear students, the entire story is told from his perspective. He found that M. Hamel had dressed differently that particular day, because he was wearing his green coat, he was wearing his frill shirt, and he was also wearing his black silk cap. All are embroidered, that he never wore except on inspection and prize days. Now, this is not his normal uniform. This uniform, this is his special uniform. He wore this uniform during the inspection days and during the prize distribution ceremony in school, not on other occasions. But today, to Franz's surprise, M. Hamel was wearing this type of special clothes. There might be some reason, but he was thinking what might be the reason, because it seems that he is unaware of that till now. Let's see, dear students. Besides, the whole school seemed so strange and solemn. The entire place is looking so odd. It is looking so quiet. This is not like the normal school, because there would have been noises, commotion, hustle and bustle all around. There used to be the scolding of the teacher, then the tapping of the great iron ruler on the decks and everything. But that particular day, everything seemed so strange and so solemn. It was looking so pensive. It was looking very quiet. There might be some wrong somewhere, or something is wrong somewhere, but it seems that our protagonist, that is Franz, he is unaware of that. Right now also, he doesn't know about it. But the thing that surprised me most was to see on the back benches that were always empty, the village people sitting quietly like ourselves. Now, the most interesting thing is that the back benches, those back benches used to be empty every time, but now the little boy, that is Franz, he is seeing that many of the elderly people of the village, they also had gathered, and the vacant spaces at the back are all been filled up with the village people. Even some of the dignitaries of the village also came, or we can say the most important personalities of the province, they also came. So old Hosser with his three-cornered hat, the former mayor, as I told you, some famous dignitaries also came, like the old Hosser with his three-cornered hat, the former mayor, the former postmaster, and several other besides. Everybody looked sad, and Hosser had brought an old primer. Primer, you can say it's a big sort of a document or an archive or some sort of a manuscript, thumbed at the edges, and he held it open on his knees with the great spectacles lying across the pages. Maybe a news is there, a confidential news is there, so he was about to read that. Maybe his specs were lying beside it. Now maybe some information, very vital information might be there in that particular primer. While I was wondering about it all, M. Hamel mounted his chair. Mounted means he stood up on the podium, we can say, and in the same grave, and grave means serious, and gentle tone, which he had used to me, said, "My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you. The order has come from Berlin to teach only German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. The new master comes tomorrow. This is your last French lesson. I want you to be very attentive." Now it seems that we are very much, the entire thing is very much clear to us right now that M. Hamel, whatever he told, this is the ultimate situation. Why the entire situation is so calm and quiet, it is looking so strange and solemn. This is the main factor behind it. That he already stood on the podium, and he declared in front of the entire class that not only the students were there, but even their parents are also there, and some of the dignitaries, some of the important persons from the province or from the village, they also had gathered. Now M. Hamel, before he started the class, he made a very serious announcement, and it is indeed a very serious announcement. From his announcement we get to know that this is the last French lesson that he is about to deliver or give to his students, because the order came from Berlin to teach only German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. And obviously he gave another information also, that the new master will be arriving shortly, and from tomorrow the new master will conduct their classes, but instead of French, German language and literature, German language will be taught to them. See, the new master comes tomorrow. This is your last French lesson. I want you to be very attentive. And M. Hamel also told them that this is your last French lesson, and I want each and every one of you to be very, very attentive. So from M. Hamel only we get to know that what is the serious matter, that actually Franz was thinking about, that everyone is looking so dead serious or damn serious. What might be the serious matter? Now he got to know about it. Not only he, everyone got to know about it, that this is the last French lesson. From tomorrow a new teacher will teach them German. And in Alsace and Lorraine, the orders came that only German will be taught, no more mother tongue, no more French language will be taught. And that is the reason, with a pain in his heart, M. Hamel was very serious, and he told that this is the last French lesson that he is about to deliver, and he wants everyone to be very quiet, and he wants everyone to listen quite attentively and follow the class. So dear students, I stop here in this audio presentation. In my next audio presentation, I will continue from the next line, or rather to say from the next paragraph. Dear students, kindly listen to this audio presentation, and if there is any problem anywhere, do let me know about it. Thank you students. Thank you all.